Yo, long time no talk. Very long time. Very. Well, I'm back. And I have a lot of explaining to do. Mainly why I've been gone for so long. University. Working towards my goals. A lot of things happen. Very, how you say, complicated reasons, and a lot of them very personal. But again, it's been a while since I've been here. I wanted to upload almost daily, pretty much weekly, and I didn't. That was a goal of mine that I wanted to do, and I failed. I failed it. I failed at a lot of things this year. A lot. A lot of goals I wanted to do, wanted to get started, that I just failed at. But that's okay, because failing is okay. Failing is a thing that everyone is afraid of. Everybody's afraid to be labeled as a failure. Everyone's afraid to be told, oh, this shit just didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Or, yo, just, you failed at your goal. A lot of people just don't want to hear that. A lot of people can't hear that because it's disheartening. But people need to understand that failure isn't a bad thing. To fail at something is to try to work towards something and to not be good at it, or just not to go as planned the first time around. Failure is another step towards growth. It's another step towards growth. There isn't anybody in life that hasn't failed at something. Even the most successful of people have either failed at something or were really bad at something. But the thing is, you can turn that failure into something better. When people fail at things, they immediately go, okay, I failed at that. That means they take it personally. That means that I, myself, am a failure.
Oh no! We suck again!
Which means that I failed at that sentence. I failed at that sentence. Let's try it again. I failed at something, so therefore I now am less valuable as a person because I have failed, or because I am a failure. No. No.
You are such an idiot.
Being a failure isn't bad. What makes failure bad is you taking it as, hey, I failed, therefore I'm never gonna touch this again. You see how stupid that sounds? Imagine you make a sandwich. You walk over, you go in, I'm going to make a sandwich. Okay, I put bread. Other things that go on a sandwich. Bread. And then I go, this sandwich looks pretty good. Let me put it on the grill. Smack that shit on there. You grill that sandwich. You burn it on the grill. You take that burnt ass sandwich off the grill. You look at it. You go, this don't look too bad. Tastes awful because you burnt the bread. You burnt the bread. Now, because you burnt the bread and you failed at making the sandwich, does that mean you're never gonna make a sandwich again? Yo, talk to him. That mean you're never gonna make a sandwich again? No, because that is stupid. Why would you go, hey, I fucked up making a sandwich this one time, so now I'm never making another sandwich. You see what I mean? That logic doesn't make any sense. I failed at getting my comic book out there by the end of this year. because I feel that doesn't mean all of a sudden I have to give up on making my comic book. I'm halfway through my third chapter. I began this whole YouTube thing when I was in the midst of creating my first chapter. I was in the midst of creating my first chapter. That chapter has 70 pages in it. 70 pages, 70 drawings. No, 70 plus drawings because it was multiple panels. At least 4 panels. Well, no, at least 3. 6 panels at most. So, rounding, like doing all the multiplication and addition and all of that, you get a really fucking big number. You get a really fucking big number of drawings I had to do. I got that finished. I got the second chapter finished, which was 30 more pages with at least 3 to 6 panels per page. And guess what? That's a lot of fucking drawing to do. That's a lot of drawing to do, especially when going through university. Now, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. However, I failed. I can still get it done by January. I can still get it done by the end of January. Because there's always more time to do things. And sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you're really old. You're really old, so you can't take advantage of the time you got. But when you are able to do something, you will set out to do it. You will. I guarantee you that. It's just about allowing failure to seep through you, to roll off your back, and then allow it to propel you forward. Because nobody has gotten anywhere without at least a little bit of failure. Whether it be that letter from college telling you, oh, we haven't accepted you into this college. Whether it be, that first ever time you set out to go and join a sports team and they said no, and then you later joined the varsity team. If you at some point really wanted a job and you were told no, you still set out and found another job. It may not be the one that you want, but you still went and completed the goal of having a job, which is gonna be a whole fucking a whole nother topic for my next video, because the job market, at least where I am, is absolutely horrendous, especially for my profession. Now, the failure is something that is normal. It's normal. And if everybody wasn't so afraid of it, and if everybody didn't belittle each other because of, past failings, I feel like everybody would be a lot further in life. And that's not me to be like, oh, people are terrible. I made a whole video on the lack of empathy, but that doesn't mean I think people are absolutely horrible all the time. I just mean as in, like, if people weren't afraid to fail, there would be a lot of, advancements in any field, There'd be a lot of advancements, some unwarranted, that could cause absolute catastrophe, actually. So thank goodness that people were afraid of failure for like crazy fucking weapons and shit. So thank goodness for that. Anyway, but if people weren't as afraid of failure as they are now, I feel like a lot of people would be a lot further in life than where they are now. And if a lot of people weren't afraid for others to see them fail, there would be a lot more teamwork when it comes to just the overall world. And that's me being, very naive. And naivety is something that, I believe I shed months ago. But, it's a core foundation for myself. Just like how I believe, if I put enough hard work into something, it's going to work out. It may not. But because, everybody fails at things before they find success, I think it's going to be all right. there's this quote that I've been thinking about a lot recently, and it is, success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. That is a quote by Winston Churchill. I feel like he has a quote for everything. You want another quote? Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, all I'm meaning to say is that failure is something that everybody goes through, and it is just another step towards growth. Failure isn't something that you should be afraid of. Failure is something that you should embrace because you're trying. Failure is trying. You're not going to be good at everything you set out to do. Sometimes you're going to have to fail in order to become better at it. And that is okay. Being a failure and failing doesn't mean that you're less of who you believe you are. It just means, hey, you're going to be better at this later. Mia. But anyways, thanks for listening to me yap. I'm gonna edit this video now. Maybe I see you tomorrow. If it's break. Maybe I see you tomorrow. Maybe I see you next week. Maybe I see you next month. Who knows?